Hello Huns, welcome to Astrology Hun. Today we're going to talk about the generational planets Uranus, Neptune and Pluto. I'm also going to spill some tea on Pluto retrograde, which is happening at the moment. So in astrology you have your personal planets, the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus and Mars. These are the planets closest to the Sun and relate to different parts of your personality. The interpersonal planets, Jupiter and Saturn, are further from the Sun and they're about how you interact with other people and the outer world. I've done episodes on the personal and interpersonal planets if you want to check them out on my page. Then you have the generational planets, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto, which we're talking about today. They're furthest from the Sun. These planets take a long time to complete their orbit around the Sun. Uranus takes 84 years, Neptune 165 and Pluto 248. Because they take so long to complete their orbit, they stay in each sign for a long time and only move into a new sign once a generation, which is why they're called the generational planets. Because the interpersonal and generational planets are slow moving, the house they're in your chart will give you much more of an insight as to how they play out in your life. So looking at Uranus first, Uranus in your birth chart indicates where you seek freedom, liberation and change. It's your rebellious streak and how you express your individuality. So for example, if you had Uranus in Aries or the first house, you'd be a bit of a wild child with a very impulsive, rebellious streak. You'd be leading the pack in the fight for change. If you had Uranus in Capricorn, it would be a bit of an uncomfortable placement, as Capricorn is all about rules and structure, which is the opposite of the Uranus vibe. Aquarius, on the other hand, is ruled by Uranus. So if you had Uranus in Aquarius, that's major humanitarian vibes. You want to change the whole fucking system. Good for you, hon. Neptune then. So Neptune in your birth chart represents your dreams, spirituality, imagination and intuition. Taking Leo or the fifth house as an example, this placement will be all about escapism through creativity and the arts, particularly the dramatic arts and film. Pisces is a sign ruled by Neptune, so if you had Neptune in Pisces, you'd be very spiritual, intuitive, and you'd have a wild imagination. Finally, Pluto in your birth chart represents the area of life for potential transformation or growth. It's also related to control, self-empowerment, and hidden sexual urges. If you had Pluto in Taurus or the second house, for example, there would be a lot of links between money and power for you. Flex that Rolex. Pluto rules Scorpio, so if you're part of the Pluto and Scorpio generation, you're horny for a glow up. You like to be in control of your life, and sexual expression is very important for you in terms of feeling empowered. Pluto started its retrograde period on April 27th and will last until the 6th of October. This happens once a year for about 5-6 months, so we actually spend half our lives with Pluto in retrograde, so we're used to it, it's fine. Since it's a generational planet, it has more of a subconscious effect and we don't feel it as much, but it will cause slow changes over the course of its retrograde period, particularly since Pluto is all about change, transformation and growth. When Pluto is in retrograde, it's encouraging you to dive deep under the surface of your soul, get rid of any toxic patterns or dirty skeletons. It's also the planet of power and control, so it's time to examine power dynamics within your life. Since this Pluto retrograde is occurring in Capricorn, we also have a little Capricorn energy mixed in. This will mean we'll be dealing with matters involving rules, structure and career goals. If you want to learn more about Pluto retrograde, you can have a look at the post on my page. You can also check out my posts on the Uranus, Neptune and Pluto signs. Neptune's going retrograde next week, so keep an eye on my page for that tea. That's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it, Huns. Have a stunning day. Okay, bye.